What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. So good to have you here. As you can see, I got my son Phoenix with me. Say what's up to the people.
What's up, everyone? I'm glad to be back.
And as we are going to do a non-spoiler review of Yu Yu Hakusho, it came out, I think, the 15th of December. And you saw our reaction to the trailer. We were excited about seeing this. We finally got through it. It each episode is about what 50 minutes. Like each episode is almost an hour.
Yeah, more. Yeah, it's more like 40 to 15 minutes ish.
Thank you, Mr. Technical.
Yeah.
So we
Say
we
50, by the way.
yeah, we got you.
Okay.
So we finally got through it last night, and we wanted to share with y'all what we thought. So before we dive into our thoughts, let me give you some context about me and context about Phoenix when it comes to this show. As I mentioned in the reaction, I'm familiar with the content. I'm familiar with the characters. I remember it being out. The original manga series ran through 1990 through 94, um, which had me in high school. Yes, I'm that old. And I remember the content, but not enough for me to say I'm like a fan, right? So my review can basically be taken as the regular Netflix viewer who wanted to see a good uh, film or series. Phoenix, on the other hand, is a fan.
I totally definitely have been a fan. And even though it has been a while since I've seen the show, I still pretty much enjoy it as much. Like Yu Yu Hakusho, in my opinion, it has to be one of the most underrated anime of all time. Like it's usually due to the fact that it came out in the
It's old, right?
1990s. Yeah, yeah, I really enjoyed the show. I enjoyed the characters, especially Hiei. That man, he is a goat.
All right. So as you can see, you have a casual Netflix viewer and a fan, right?
Yeah.
Now, mind you, I'm a fan of anime for sure. But this one, I'm not going to sit here and say I was. I've seen episodes, know the content, but not enough to sit here and go, I'm a fan. But with that being said, let's talk about the Netflix show. So here's what I liked. I liked the, for the most part, true to the character adaptations. I think clearly with costume design and attitude, when a character steps on the scene, you know exactly who they are before they even mention their name. And I thought that was good. What do you think?
Yeah, I actually do like it too. I love how they made it almost a complete accurate as possible. Like the costumes, like they made like they're almost identical to what you saw in the original.
Right. Yeah, I agree. And the mood of the characters from the anime is reflected very well in this series. Another thing I like is the fight scenes. The fight scenes are dope. There's some really dope fight scenes in this series, especially the last act. The last two episodes is out of control.
Oh yeah, they were bonkers. Complete bonkers. Like it was that it was I was at the edge of my seat the entire time.
Right. So yeah, so I think I think they were pretty true to the characters. I think that the fight scenes was really great. So here's what my issues were with this, and I'll let Phoenix give his. So I feel like it was rushed, but more rushed than the One Piece series. Like I feel like they were just dropping characters off and moving right along very quickly. And like I said, I'm familiar with the content, so I know like there were a lot of tournaments and battles that were skipped, which led to character development in the original series that was not here. Like you got introduced to a character and boom, you moved on quickly. And I know I said the same thing about One Piece, but it's even faster with this. Like, if you don't know these characters, you're not going to get to know them that well in this series. At least for me, that was what I felt. What do you think, Phoenix?
In all honesty, apart from the fact that yeah, the characters were a bit rushed, like they see each other and then they move on. I don't really see any problems
Okay.
with the show. Like it was great.
So Phoenix doesn't have any negative feedback. So which is good, which is cool. So that was really my only thing is it just felt like as again coming from a casual Netflix viewer when it comes to this show, I'm not like you're not 100% in emotionally tied to any of these characters, well, except for a couple. But this is not a bad thing. Like makes the show bad for me. If I just had to give a critique, that would be it. Is that it was definitely not a whole lot of character development. You meet these people and they move on, but maybe there's another season where you can get to know these characters even more. Kind of like what they're doing with One Piece. We got another season coming, and so you're gonna get to know these characters more, and maybe that'll be the case with this. Um, Not knowing all of the content, like I see online, some people feel like they skipped a whole lot. Phoenix was saying, "Oh, they skipped this, that, and the third." But to me, it could have been included, but in my opinion, it doesn't take away from the show, except for again some character development. But what do you think?
Uh, yeah. What I think, I mean, despite that, I mean, the show was still pretty good. Like, I was still pretty hyped the entire time. It makes me want to go back to, watching the entire original series.
Yeah, Phoenix he was all in. Anytime somebody would show up on camera, he was like, "Oh, there goes so and so. Oh yeah, boom boom," and kind of reliving the animation. For me, it was a good show. Great fight scenes. Not a lot of character development. But it wasn't to a point where it made it bad for me. Where, like I said, I've seen some people who absolutely hated it because you didn't get to know the characters. For me, that wasn't the case. Would I have liked to have seen more? Sure, but it wasn't enough for me to go, I didn't like this show. So, with that being said, how do we rate it on a scale of 1 to 5? One being, let nope, zone out on this one. It's not worth watching. Five being, this is fantastic, a must see. Phoenix, one
Uh,
to five.
5 out of 5, definitely.
All right, so Phoenix is giving it a five, like, and you knew that was coming because he has nothing negative to say about this show.
Uh-huh.
For me, I'm gonna give it a 3.5. Um, I thought it was good, but definitely not as good as some of Netflix's best adaptations, like One Piece, and definitely not like really bad, right? Because they've had some bad ones. I thought it was good. I think it's worth the watch. I think it's not quite a three. I think it's a little better than that. So I'm gonna give it a 3.5. Definitely watch it. Now, if you are a fan of the show, like Phoenix was, you know the characters, you know who they are, you know their character arc. I think you'll like this. If you're someone like the casual Netflix viewer, but you like this type of show, with the fight scenes and all that stuff, I also think you'll like this. I do feel like a fan of the manga series is going to enjoy this show more, as you can see between Phoenix and I. But overall, I still think it's worth the watch for everyone.
It's definitely worthwhile watching. Like you're gonna be at the edge of your seat the entire time.
All right, y'all. So that's our review. Phoenix gives it a five. I get it a 3.5. Do me a favor. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Love to chat with you all about the show. Did you see it? If not, hopefully this review gives you an idea about what to expect, and maybe you should check it out. Or maybe you will check it out. In the meantime, as always, if you like the content, you want to see more, click that like button and subscribe. We appreciate it. Until the next one,
Peace.
peace.